All right. Welcome, guys. Hope you can
Thank
get me
you.
clear.
Sure.
Yeah, you.
All right. All right. So, want to say again, welcome to our let's say regular show. This is our daily routine. We are always in this business of discussing sensitive issues. As you guys are aware, and I know today's set, especially I can see Hannah, I can see Madonna, and we are also expecting our colleagues to join us. That is Lawrence and Albert in the soonest possible time. So we want to say you are welcome again, guys. Hannah, Madonna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Eric. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right. So want to say welcome to the show again. And this is a special way we like to say uh, a special day to our viewers, our special followers. Some of you that have been following our shows and commenting, we like to appreciate you so much. This is the Liberia Sexual and Gender Based Awareness Movement. So we are here to make sure that we impact
You said I get orange menu.
and become enough young people about a society that we want and how we can go about organizing ourselves in our day-to-day activities. So my name is Eric F. Gelly, a regular participant of this show, and I'm here with my colleague. They will better introduce themselves. So we start with you, Hannah.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you for hosting me, Eric. I'm Hannah Yubi, the volunteer of the Liberia Sexual and Gender Violence Movement. I'm glad to be part of this show at this moment. And I want to say thanks to my host for allowing me in, and to my listener and followers. I say you are welcome. You can you can view us. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section.
All right, so it's up to you, Maduna.
Um, well, I'm a journalist man from the Liberal Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Awareness Movement. I'm pleased and honored to be here on the show today. Eric,
You can proceed.
Eric, Eric. I'm not hearing you. You ain't talking.
Actually, it is a network.
Yeah, it's in
The
nowhere.
connection from his side. Yeah, the connection from his side.
Well, we are going to be
So
talking about the impact of volunteering, the impacts
yeah,
and benefit of volunteering in our local communities, in our homes.
once now we can proceed, right?
What happened, Eric?
We can begin. Are you there, Madonna? Madonna, are you there?
All right. We want to say sorry for the breaking transmission. Anna, can you get me?
I'm hearing you, Eric.
Okay, all right. I think it was a technical error. So we are here uh, discussing
Excuse
this
me, Eric.
sensitive. Come again.
Can you add Lawrence? Lawrence is asking to be added.
All right. So let me add him. All
Uh,
right. All right. We want to say welcome back, guys. So Lawrence, you are welcome. You can better introduce yourself.
very much. I want to say welcome to you guys and welcome to our listener who are up there. We are back again and I'm glad to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So looking at the topic for this afternoon on a discussion, we're looking at volunteerism and its impacts. Um, I know one way or the other, we have found ourselves in some situation, especially with the Liberia sexual and gender-based violence, we have been like in the situation where we give ourselves voluntarily and make sure that we move by passion, our ambition to see that we do the best we can do to help others. So because nowadays we see that most young people just want to work and be paid. If you ask them to do something for you, they will have to charge you how much you have or how much you get, especially in our setting or our society like Liberia. Now you see that sometimes when you ask a young man to help you or a young person to help you, the first thing they will be looking at is that they want to get a reward. They don't want to work for free. We know we have this adage in Liberia that say nothing for nothing. So if you don't pay me, I cannot work for you. If you don't pay me, I can't work for you. If you don't give me this, I will not do this. So this topic is very important for us as young people. So let us say, let's discuss it. So what do you make of volunteerism? Anybody?
Volunteerism is a means, it means a
Yeah.
principle or system of doing something by relying on volunteer action or volunteers, or voluntary action or volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does that apply to you and to young people as well as our cultural setting like Liberia?
First of all, we gotta know the meaning of volunteering. Volunteering is a means to offer to do something without where you're not asked to do and you're not expecting anything in return. So if I'm volunteering to do something, I should volunteer and give myself that I will not be expecting anything in return. I'll be doing it for my community. I'll be doing it for my country.
Okay. Hmm. All
I forget
right.
this time. I forget this
The
time.
community. So
Yeah.
yes, and another person, we want to know what is volunteerism, what it means to volunteer. Anna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Eric.
Okay.
Yes. Volunteerism, like where we found ourselves already, the activities in which we give our time freely to benefit another person, a group, or an organization. Are we there?
Yes, we are here. We
Okay.
are here. We can get you.
Okay. Like I said, volunteerism is an activity, any activity which you give your time freely, in which you give time freely to benefit another person, a group, or an organization. And whatever volunteerism, it has like four important attributes. So if you want to volunteer, first, it is a plan. Yeah, it is a plan action. So people think and weigh their options before they make the decision to volunteer. So you want to volunteer, you plan your action and think and weigh your options before you go to volunteer. And secondly, whatever volunteerism is a long-term behavior. Yeah, it's a long-term behavior. Most people who volunteer, they will continue this activity for an extended period of time. So if we are volunteer today, volunteering just for that time. So it is within us already. So it's a long term for a long term period. It's within us already. So initially volunteering has to involve non-obligated helping. It occurs within an organization. So what about volunteering? A free time giving without expecting anything. Yeah.
But we are the one we take free time right now. You like, bro. Nothing free. So before you are they gonna you do small work, your hair will be for the person. What do you get? What do you get?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you will get a pass to volunteer. So once you are passionate about volunteering, you will man. So you will give your full time
Okay.
and you even deny
Uh,
your family, you even deny your family and deny your time and activities.
So in all you are saying, Hannah, is that volunteerism is like a passion that you just join into it. It is where you want to make impact, where you want to see change
Yeah.
in your life, in your community, in your surrounding, or in the life of other people. There are people that sacrifice for the happiness of others. So if you are that person that want to volunteer, meaning you should have to plan it. It is not something you just jump into it. You should have to plan it that this thing I'm going through, it is not for
Yeah.
benefit. It is not something that I want to get millions of dollars from it. It is not something that I want to
Sure.
make myself rich. It is to create a place where I can be an impact in the life of somebody or in my community. Because sometimes some of us we live in a community, even cleaning up, community cleaning up, we don't partake. Community cleaning up, we don't partake. And these are some areas of volunteerism. And it is not always about, oh, it is for the benefit of the others. It's not for my benefit, so you will not be part. No. So, like you said, it is something you have to create the time. You have to make the plan proper so that you will be able to go into it with the mindset that you want to make an impact in society. So, Lawrence, if you are there, we can hear you. Lawrence, are you there? All right. So Lawrence will
Lawrence
join
mic
us.
is mute.
Lawrence yeah,
Yeah,
so I think you have to text him. All right. We can get you. Yes?
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We are here.
Uh, okay, thank you, and Eric. Thank you, Hannah and Madonna. As it relates to volunteerism, I see volunteerism as an act of giving back to our society. giving back to your country, because once you volunteer, it shows that you have passion to do something. Because a volunteer is someone who renders services out. People look up to you because of the services that you render positively. So I see volunteerism as a act of giving back and rendering meaningful services to your society. So as young persons, it is good to always volunteer. It is good to make yourself available in areas that is needed when once it relates to volunteerism. Because the little thing that you are doing, people are watching you, people are counting on you, and people are looking up to you, because those little kindness that you render, it also bring blessings back to you as a young person. So volunteerism is unique, and it is something that every young person should love to do, because it's an act of giving back and making an impact in society.
Hannah,
Yeah, I'm there.
you have to
Is Lauren
increase your
muted?
volume, the volume of your phone because I'm not getting you.
Who are?
I say you have to increase the volume of your
Okay.
phone, God.
Thank you. Are you not getting me? You hearing me?
I'm not hearing you. Lawrence?
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, yeah, hearing you now.
Okay. So we say thanks to Lauren for such a brilliant definition
Info.
on volunteerism. Okay. For our discussion today, we also had here the impact of volunteerism on our local community. So we are going to look at how
Okay,
volunteerism
thank you very
impacts
much. Let me just speak
our
to
local
that
community.
impact of volunteering in our local community, because every
Yeah, the
community
impact.
should be a place that young people, regardless of your background. So
Yeah,
the impact, one impact that can encourage a community to move forward, because it's being united and those who are within that community. So as young people, the togetherness in a community empower you and empower that community in a unique form, where young people will gather in a morning and say, okay, we're going to take this initiative to do cleaning up, and things that will give the community a facelift. So the impact, you cannot have that impact without volunteers. You cannot have that impact without young people who are willing is it not of themselves but of others, or even to uplift the community. So that is unique.
All right. Lawrence. Okay. So that's it. The impact of volunteerism on our community. So if we want to see the kind of community that we want, We cannot see that community without the involvement of young people that are in the community. So you will understand that at times in a community you will see so many young people right in that particular community, but you will not see any positive things happening. In our board question, what is the responsibility of the young people in that particular community? So without volunteerism, we will not be able to get the kind of result or a healthy community or an impactful community or a community that we can vote of as a community of good upbringing. Yes. So it's not all about how much you can get, but it's about how you can contribute. Like this famous quote from from one of the American presidents is says that it is not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So that statement comes right back to us as volunteers. What can you do for your community? It's not what the community can do for you. Sometimes most of the young people are in a community, they feel that they see themselves being disadvantaged, and at the end of the day, they start casting blame on other people that, oh, I mean, these are the people that are the cause they are not lifting the young people. But when you ask them what has been your contribution, they will not tell you. Even cutting grass in the community, at let's say where there is an organization or group of young people working, cleaning on the wall or carrying on community projects, they are not part. They are not part. And it is not always about how much you will get. Like we are saying, it is how much you can contribute in your own community. So that is volunteerism, giving yourself not for the benefit of what you will get or how you can be useful to your community, to your own self, and to your nation. So it is a kind of uh, free mind work that you will have to do. It is a kind of sacrifice you will have to do so that you can impact life, so that you can make a contribution, so that you can make a mark in your own area. So that is it for volunteerism. And our next point of discussion is we are looking at the impact of volunteerism in our community and I mean for the growth of our community as well as our own personal growth. So what are those things that we want to see in our community that we want other people to do it without our involvement? So these are things we should be looking at. So what can the community benefit or what impact can we make in our community through volunteerism? What are some of those things? So if I hear you, Hannah, you are there.
Yeah,
We're looking at the impact of volunteerism on the community. What are those things that are in our community that we believe when we volunteer, we can make positive change and the community can be impacted?
okay. Thank you. So look at the impact of volunteerism on our local community. So we as a volunteer, when we dedicate our time, our skills to help others, so we are definitely contributing to the development of our society as a whole. So like providing on that. So we as a volunteers, we play a crucial role in the creation of medicine within our community. So, so and again, like we inspiring our community through engagement. So if we volunteer, like serving
Yes,
people
Hannah,
in
Hannah,
our
are you getting
community.
me? Hannah,
Yeah, yeah,
Hannah, can you get me?
I'm hearing
We are
you.
asking what are those places or what are those things that in our community that we can see and volunteer? For example, your community have problem and my community has a problem, and even Lawrence own community has a problem. Madonna has problem in your community. What are those things that we should be looking for as volunteer to get ourselves involved into it and see that we can make a change? What are those things? Maybe Madonna has some, problem in your community, and you have problem in your community. Some people will say, "But what thing I get to do? I don't have any place that I can work, so I can volunteer myself." So what are those places you think that as a volunteer you can you can afford yourself or make your time available and be impactful in that particular area? We have so many things happening in the community.
Um,
So
okay,
many
Eric.
problems. Yes.
Can I talk on that for a bit? Or okay, like you saying, what is it that we can volunteer
Yes, yes,
to
yes,
impact our
yes. We want to hear
community?
you.
Yeah, like you see a school. If you see a school in a community that maybe you not get teacher, then you know how to teach. You can volunteer go there and help, serve as a volunteer in our school. Or if you see a clinic in a community that don't have nurses or something, and you are a nurse, you can volunteer yourself by going there to help. You can even volunteer in a community. You see some children in the community, they're not going to school. You can call them together and help to teach them. You can assist them. You can help them with skill building. If you know skills like baking, plaiting hair, you see some young girls in the community, they not get the money to go to the high school. You can put them together, you teach them how to do these things. It will help to impact the community.
Hello, hello, Albert.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Yeah, come in.
Okay. Thank you, Albert, and I say Eric rather. What are some of those things that we can do within our community to impact our community? For instance, most of our there is no for an example, there is no community that is free of violence. So in that light, as a young person who want the best for your community, sometimes you volunteer by intervention of talking to people who are sometimes being violent in an act of violence, like for instance having a dialogue between young people, telling them that we as young people are true representation of our community. So whatever decision or whatever things that we do reflects on the image of our community. So some of those things that you can do as a young person to volunteer, you can have dialogue and also carry on conflict resolution wherein you can intervene by solving one or two problems and between neighbors and dwellers of that community. So with that is also an act of volunteerism, but with an impact of resolution wherein you bring together people and preaching the message of peace. So with that, it is important and it could also help to impact the community positively. So, hello, Hannah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm there.
Hello. Yeah. So,
Yes.
like I was saying, like the issues of impacting the community.
Madonna was talking, right? Anna, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay, all right. So she was talking about if you are in a community and you are looking for a place to volunteer or how you can make impact in the community. Like let's say you are a nurse, a professional nurse, and you may be out of job, maybe not employed, but there is a clinic in your community that is lacking a health worker or a nurse. And you as a nurse, although you are not employed by a government or let's say by an employer, but at the end of the day, you want to make an impact within the hospital or clinic. Yeah, she said that would be a very brilliant idea of volunteering where you want to make impact in that hospital. So if that happens, then you are volunteering. You are volunteering. Though they are not paying you or you may not get the reward you want, but you are imparting life. Or let's say there are kids in a community that are not going, let's say that are out of school. And maybe you are not engaged into activities that will take most of your time. So you try to organize this case and see that you can open, let's say, a study class for them. That could be another brilliant way of volunteering or imparting in your community. Lawrence, are you there? We can get you. You are muted. Lawrence, you are muted. Please unmute yourself so you can contribute to the show. We can get you on the show. So that would be another means of volunteering. So Anna, you have a problem in your community where uh, there are a lot of teenage pregnancy all around the community, and there are other people that are involved into bad activities, and you might decide to like carry on some kind of education that will help those kids or refresh their mind and be able to give them the kind of education they need. You also talked about skill, imparting skills. So before you impart skill, it has to be something you have already learned. So you don't want what you learn to go in vain. That I believe could be another area of volunteering. I believe so. So if there are any other area that maybe you can highlight that, and then we will get to Lawrence to contribute to the show as well.
Yeah, Lord, you continue.
All right, all right, all right. So that is it. So we also looking at how volunteering can impact your personal life. Yes. Nowadays, when you are applying for scholarship or you want to study, people asking you to show proof of to show proof of volunteering if you have ever volunteered before or in what capacity did you volunteer, all those things they begin asking. And also you look at your personal life, how people have been blessed. So we want to know how volunteering can personally impact your growth and also impact your life personally. So we want to hear you, Hannah, on that. Do you have any
Yeah.
thought on that? as to how volunteering can impact your personal growth?
Yes, the personal growth and the benefit of volunteerism. So like volunteerism, they help your personal growth. It help you in building self-confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, and self-esteem. So your role as a volunteer, it gives you a sense of pride and identity. The more you feel good about yourself, is the more you will transmit positive vibes to others around you. So if you are thinking good about yourself, and then that's the way that you will transmit the positive vibes to others around you. So it gives you a sense of purpose. So these are some of the personal the benefit of volunteering on personal growth. So it gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of purpose. You learn new skills and valuable work experience. So if you are in the team with
No.
your friends, okay, everyone live on each other. So if there is something that in your friend that is taken from what is in you. So you will learn from your friend, and your friend too will learn a new idea from you. So it will help you with valuable work experience. You will get some work experience. So it also making it help you to make new friends, a sense of connection to others in the community. So like we go in the community, engaging with people, it also help you to connect with different people in your community. So these are some benefits of volunteerism on personal growth.
All right. So thank you very much. Madonna, you were in speech before you left, but we've been joined by our colleague here, Abbott Welle, and this is the way we like to say welcome to the show, Abbott. Your being on the show is quite intriguing as well as impactful, and we believe you have something special to contribute to the show. So, as usual, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much for the the coordination
Albert,
and
we are
organization of
listening to
acting of the
you. We
show.
want to hear
And let
you.
me also applaud our yeah yeah. So let me say thanks for being part of the show, and let me also applaud our panelists here in studios. Sister Madonna, Sister Hannah, been listening at the backstage, following the topics on the discussion, and just to buttress into what we are discussing now regarding the impact of on one life or personal growth, the growth of an individual. So other people might take it to be something where it is a charade and a free things that someone usually do. That they say all these things are very free, but they not understand the impact that it might have on an individual or service for somebody and or for society, right? Without anything in return. Economically or materially, economically or materially, they have no benefit, have a reward for what you just did. When it comes to your physical, benefit and also your intellectual benefit and societal benefit, there are a lot of things there. But people only look at it from the financial standpoint. So let me say that volunteering has so many I can say growth on an individual. One, we will look at skills development. Like skills development. Once you have into a society, specifically your community, because that where you usually start before you go across, right? The first thing you will do is you connect yourself, within your community, right? And then there are some new ideas. in terms of understanding your community. You have such knowledge, which of course you have not had before. Once you involve yourself into community volunteering stuff, you have some new skills. You bring out new ideas. Like sometimes you study know what are some of the negative impact, like I say, of negative things your community involved into, or what are some of the things your community lacking. Right? If you are thinking innovatively for it, you are adding or skills onto yourself that other people might not have. So do not look at the money aspect of it level in your case where uh, our community are used to being. The first thing we understand that the role leading to the community has some level of deficiency. If I don't get car, I don't have car. In fact, I can walk. I won't feel any bad thing happen on phone if I walk in. But I understand that that road is dangerous for other people who live here, or strangers might like to come in my community to maybe to do other things, and when they see the road, they will ask if a human being living here or is there racing, is a big road and what have you. Right? I took that initiative along with my colleagues. We decided to pave the road by putting bricks and what have you, breaking it into pieces, and then we settled with people like a saying over him, which of course it was not, a result of payment. Right? It was an impact on within the community I was making, and as a result of that, it increased my skills of understanding. It increased my skills of understanding that in the absence of finances, what can I do, right? That will keep me busy and make other people to feel my impact. Isn't it? What can I do? Can I say that if we have a dump site that breed a mosquito, which of course might be very hazardous to the society, and then I should burn it and clean it, make sure that the environment is clean, which of course I might not take pay from the people who live too in our community, right? Cleaning our dump site, right? You take the initiative, brush, you burn the dirt, you set a good, in your area, or maybe you can bury in another sense because right, there's some debt that can be hid, but you found a structure where you can bury it. So if I've seen something like that in that case, like in a pragmatic sense, right? If I've seen things that will help my community, to benefit in terms of sanitation, it is a help. I'm developing that skills. I'm developing skills of understanding. I'm developing the skills of love. Because not everybody have the spirit of love or the skills of love. Right? Other people might live in your community, but they don't know how to associate themselves to create or self love. Let's say love for other people. They want to scale of themselves to love themselves. It's another skills that one should be able to develop insofar that you are a human being. Because there is no society you will go in and you'll be accepted without showing that love and relationship for your fellow people. So that is the skills that one should possess in order to live within your community and to find that the community will have regard and respect for you. You have that skills within you if you involved into volunteering activities within your community. Another thing we'll look at again the impact on one growth when it comes to volunteerism is what we call manage. You'll be able to manage. Let's say you'll be able to care for your well-being. Now look at well-being, right? Well-being, you know, to care for your well-being is something. Well, nobody, in fact, not everybody. Some people might have that type of sense and belief to care about themselves, right? You are caring about yourself. You do not wait to say that, like what I was speaking initially about resources and what should be into it. No, but the fact that if you can volunteer within your community and do other things, the impact it has on yourself is that you creating that love for yourself, and then you are protecting yourself from any harm or dangers that tomorrow you might be exonerated because of your you know, of your services in your community. And one thing, lastly, you have to look at is what we call the a great type of cultural awareness. Volunteerism create cultural awareness. Cultural awareness in terms of, I can say, cultural assimilation to adapt to new cultures and new style of people doing things. It will give you the understanding of it about how culture how people perform or live in certain environment, and how can you adapt yourself to that environment, or how can you try to feel so that
All right. Thank you, Albert.
you
Thank you. Thank you, Albert. I think you will be back on. So,
you cannot feel
so
isolated.
awareness
Though there are
plays
some
a
cultures
key
are
role.
bad, but even so,
Okay.
uh, like what I was saying, it make you to understand culture, right? To be aware and exposed to other people, the way they live and the way they do things. And if you
Okay.
adapt to, yeah, if you adapt to that, honestly, you are creating nothing but skills and ability in yourself. Because to adapt to cultures is another skills that maybe not, if not all, but that just few people have similar ability and skills. But if you try to do voluntary activities, what will happen is you understand culture. It will you'll make you get a knowledge of how people live and do things, because what you are taking the initiative to do certain things that maybe other people live in that environment or certain area they are not used to doing, because maybe there might be no resources into it. But the fact of the matter is, if you adapt yourself into it, you will create the ideas of how people live and do things in different, society and area of life. So thank you for giving the opportunity, and thank you
Yes.
for
Thank you so much, Albert. Another area, Albert, we were looking at is when it comes to volunteerism. Most people actually has this let's say misunderstanding, or let's say challenge as to where can I contribute or where can I volunteer. That's why our Hannah, I say Hannah from my community, and let's say almost each and every one of us have something in our community that is related to societal issues or problem. So if the need arises that you need to volunteer, you should first check in your community what do you want to see. Let's say raise a red flag. Maybe something is going on in a community that is not comfortable, or you may have let's say come to think of it, the negative effect it will have on the community and also on young people. Like there are other kids in the community, they are not going to school, and maybe you have the time to organize study class for them, or you are a nurse. Madonna said you are a nurse in the community, and you are not employed by government, but there is this clinic in your community that is lacking nurse. And I mean, you as a professional nurse, you don't have to wait for government to employ you. Before you can start contributing your skills. Maybe you know how to plait hair, you can teach people to plait. You know how to bake, you can teach other young girls to bake. I mean, that would be a help. So the challenge of finding a place or get involved into volunteering, I think we need to start educating the young people to check around, to check within their environment, to check in their setting. What do they see that is not comfortable for them, or what do they want to see? Then they can start the process. Like you raise that salient issue where you say you need to feel love for the community. You need to raise awareness. So there is a serious challenge as to where people can volunteer. Seriously, there is a challenge, especially in our culture nowadays, where as soon as you ask somebody, please help me to do this one, they will start calculating the cost for you. How much will you give me? How much will you pay me? Nothing for nothing. So where can we really look
yes.
into, or where can we, yeah, look to volunteer? That's what we are looking at. Another aspect or another point of our discussion.
Eric,
Where can we
Okay, yes.
volunteer? Where? Albert?
Eric,
Yes.
Yeah, let me.
Albert is on. Yeah, go ahead, Albert.
Okay, yeah, yeah, thank you. You know, volunteerism, is a term that have general, positive impact, where sharing activities, we classify that as, well, so, but how can that happen? Like you said, you must first be conscious about what can I do. Be conscious of the fact by asking yourself, what can I do in order to perform a service in my community? Right? What can I do? Or what can I offer my community to develop? Because, mind you, community is society. Society, is the nation, is the country. So insofar that you can start from your community, are giving to your community without any financial dividend, there's a clear, it's a signal and education you are sending across your society that if John Brown, who is in jobless town, can perform such good thing without any financial dividend, then I think if I do the similar thing and happen, in my community, at the end of the day, if everyone thinks in that direction of offering a service to their community, what will happen is you will find a happy, peaceful, and a productive and developmental society. Nowadays, we observe that what you said, people always centralize their services on something for something. It's not something for nothing. Nowadays, if people offering, in the case of what you're saying, you might learn how to braid hair because I can face hair. If I want to open a cosmetology, area, or maybe that vocational thing, I must ask the young girls how much do they have for me to perform the services. So now, mind you, if you are requesting for resources, though is a fine thing, you are marketing what you have. But the best way for societal recognitions and community development, or in your wayward tomorrow, your legacy can be left behind, is when you do things on a humanitarian basis. You do things on a basis where you opt for nothing in return. Right? Do not think that tomorrow I will do this. No politician does that. That when they do something today, they do it at the expense of something in return. Right? Or at the expense of certain hidden things they have. Right? Only those people do, but it has a humanitarian. What we are doing now, focusing on some things that are meaningful for the society. We are doing it with gender spirit and kind heart because we want to see a lovely and a better society. So now, in my community, let's say for instance, right, I'm in an environment what we have nowadays, we find people involved into drugs activities. And Alamba is very common in every environment. It's very, very common. There is no environment is uncommon for the fact of drugs abuse or intake. So now, what I need to do, like what we normally do, create awareness, try to identify ourselves with our people who have been victim into the intake of drugs. It's the moment you do that, you are reducing, the consumption of drugs, and you are trying to empower with understanding the young generations who have taken drugs to be their career lab. Drugs has nowadays have become a career style of many young people. So what can you do to develop your community? Is by volunteering yourselves without the reciprocations of resources in return. Do it with the spirit. Mind you, whenever I'm doing things, though I'm cognizant that, and money now is a better way to live your life, but I don't do things at the end of the day. I request something in return because I understand society has no memory. What we are doing here and what people can do in our environment, right? If you say doing it because of society, then you'll be living in an illusional world. It's better you do things without thinking that tomorrow I will be offered something, without thinking on that basis, right? Because if you think society will disappoint you because society nowadays, they can remember any good things that somebody can do. They can remember any good things that somebody can do. So now, So they do things at their own humanitarian gesture. Now, carrying on a reduced, resource allocation. You might not have money to perform certain tasks, but you have the skills and ability and the passion for it. So what you do is you perform that task, and which of course it will have some impact in that community. At the end of the day, if there's any money, maybe the community was raising, maybe they will use it for different purpose. Money will not really be used again. That maybe money will not, if money available, you can use it. But like that, too much pain will not be like that in the community because you have able men who have the ability and the passion of doing certain things, right? And then you will improve local services. There are some services like maybe education, health. Like you said, you somebody have the skills of nursing. If you know nursing, even though you do it, you go to school for you to get money to sustain your family. But in a practical sense, where you the family somebody somebody is not where they may solve. All you need to do as a nurse, you can take the initiative where to perform so your tasks because you have the knowledge of health. You can perform the tasks without asking for money. Maybe the only thing you will do, you will have to lobby. Maybe if something will require some materials, right? Require some, you can try to lobby it and buy it. If there are some things where you require your own physical hard work to do, you can do it. And in the case, maybe we have now the monkeypox. Monkeypox is the new thing that we're hearing that is in somebody environment. As a public health expert or as a nurse who has some abilities on some of those things where you can first in your environment, oh, this is how monkeypox looks like. This is how you can guys. Now we observe that there is an outbreak of this thing within our country in West Africa, right? So but for it to not spread in our country, in our community, we have to do certain things. Don't wait for the health ministry to come and tell you, say, we're hiring you to carry on your awareness. That is community development. You are developing your community on the basis of
Of
health.
course,
Because if you are
of course.
waiting, the health ministry to come and say, oh, we hiring you to perform the process are very limited money for some things. The thing can be well so you find money coming. At the genesis of it, you don't really see money. Right? But when the thing is well so now when you find people dying, being victim of it, that you can see donors, partners, and what have you coming. So now in that time, when you just wait for that to happen, maybe somebody like you closely love might be affected. At the end of the day, you yourself might be affected because you have the knowledge, but you're waiting for money to come. But if you can say since the money is not here and I have the ability of some medication stuff, let me try to carry on awareness. Let me try to teach our people on how to prevent the self or to take precautions of the new monkeypox sickness that is parading now in the society. The moment you are doing it, you are saving your soul. And your reward come in different form. It may not come from the person indirectly, but there is nothing someone will do and at the end of the day, they will not have some physical or psychological reward. That's why we said at the initial stage when Brother Henry was saying,
All right.
Brother
So
Eric,
how about
we
we
said
hold
that
you there? We
yeah, okay, thank you.
all right. So we hold you there. Thank you so much for the contribution. If your mic is muted, please unmute your mic so we can be able to get you. Uh, there is this issue in our country where we have more young people are unemployed, and and I mean, we are all over looking for job. We agency to agency. As a person that's been volunteering, putting your time without any benefit that you are expecting, what would be your best advice to them for those of we the young people, especially those of us that are waiting for government to come and start something or give a job or an NGO to give a job? What do you think would be a best? I mean, the best advice for any young people like that? So, like us now in Liberia, let's say us, yeah, meaning we the unemployed people. So, volunteering, somebody who is a volunteer and
Uh,
who have the experience
Eric,
and the skill, the idea, what would be your advice to them? Lawrence, let's hear you if you are there.
just to speak to that, you know, not everyone gonna have government job or other jobs that you think you are qualified for. So not being a volunteer doesn't mean that you are not qualified or you do not fit in any system. But in life, you have to start from somewhere and then get somewhere. So for me, volunteering is not something that people will see like, oh, once you are a volunteer, which means you lack the capacity, you are not, capable of doing what is needed. Volunteerism is a services that you render,
Okay.
to community, society. So being a volunteer, it doesn't mean that you are not qualified for the job market. So people get away with that notion.
So, what would be your advice to us now, young people?
Yes,
We have all the skills in all.
for the young people, we have to take volunteerism serious. We have to get into it because the little thing that you are doing today, people are watching you, and it will take you elsewhere. Through volunteering, you could have an opportunity to go and volunteer your service internationally. So
Mhm.
it all starts from local and then it go international. So don't we should not overlook it. We should not see it as something that is not relevant. It is much relevant and it has a lot of good things that is within it. So we should not see it like something that we are not, capable or not interested in. So I want to encourage all young person who is listening to see volunteerism very important.
Okay. Let me hear some of the ladies. Put your microphone on. Hannah and Madonna. Let's hear you. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get one of the ladies. Madonna or Hannah. Okay, Madonna, you are unmuted. So let's hear you. Let's hear you. What do you have to say to the young people, those of us that are 45 but we don't have job and we don't see it as let's say benefiting, volunteering our time for people who benefit or let's say promoting others. That is our common mentality. What do you have to say to us?
Well, everything in life happen according to time. I believe that if you start with volunteering and you are committed to it, well, in your future, if you see a place in your community or area, even though you're not finding job, if you can volunteer to work there as a volunteer, if the people of that place, when they see your commitment, when they see how good you are, through that they can even employ you. But by you just going say you're going to look for a job, when you know plenty of people there, they will not just take you right away. But by you giving yourself as a volunteer, being committed to the work, it can help for the people to employ you. So in Liberia, not
Mhm.
everybody will get job. Not everybody will get job. You got to pass through some things before getting to where you want to be. So if you can get yourself as a volunteer, it will help. It will help you because once you volunteer and you are committed to what you are volunteering for, it can help for you to be favored in that place. It can help even your boss to see how good you are and how qualified you are for the position, and they'll be able to give you the job.
So Hannah, are you there to unmute your mouth and contribute to that?
Yeah, just to add up while we are
Hannah.
waiting, Hannah.
All right. So
Just
all
just
right.
just to just
All
to
right.
add up,
Aaron.
is for every human being is an advisor to every young person, especially when we are in a society that people minds are financially driven, where everything that person would love to do, you might do on the basis of money. So, and once you're waiting money, thinking that you have the ability, you might not even get a job. At the end of the day, you will be, I can say, a victim. So, but before the job can come, other people might get job without even care on voluntary activities. Other people can get it based on voluntary. But at the average, majority of whom you are seeing successful today, their success was backed by that spirit of volunteerism. It was not sent from here on, exactly getting dropped down on them, or as soon as the boss just start getting what they're supposed to have. No, they first try to involve themselves either into community community organization, benefit, even that person have political ambition and what the person doing it. But the fact of the matter is, the person put forth first in humanity, serving humanity, before at the end requesting for something in the future. Isn't it? Other people will say they put it for humanity first before, where other people say they put in, political things even first, give me something first while I go and do it. But as a young man, you are coming up, you will continue to impede your success and your growth insofar that you are not involving yourself in the volunteer. So do not wait first. Do not wait. Do not wait when you get job before you start to get money. You can you can have some once you try to do something in your environment. So our advice, my advice to you is, firstly, when the government, when the part of government want, let me let go a little political stuff. Where even though I'm going deep into that, but I just want to be very brief into it. Even though I did vote, right? But the first thing, I know that I'm a young man coming up, so I need permanent something. Though I've been involved in other activities, but I need permanent something. So at the end, what I did was to go and seek. When I went out to seek for something permanent, I was advised that it is good I involve myself into other activities, and when some people having to see it, they can my or try to do things differently. And at the end, I will have something in return. So what I did, I and my team, we created a sanitation stuff, right? And I named it Man's Waste Management Team. So we were actually basically, I mean, we are basically involved into plastic waste, managing plastics and what have you. This is our first engagement, right? So we took some pictures and videos, and then we just share to other stakeholders. At the end of the day, someone have just taken the initiative of registering the institution. Isn't it? So I'm just saying
Okay.
this as a way of motivation, right? Because if I was like in a case of you not us. I just want to get job, carry my CV alone, a follow 3 sheets. When the time your time will be wasted. The time will be
All right. If you are there, you
irrespective
can
of these that commit.
unmute your mic so that yeah. So okay, so you can unmute your mic and give your final parting comments. So we've been like really contributing positively to the discussion, and we have exceeded 1 hour. Uh, I mean, it's been quite informative because this is one of the aspects of society that every young person or every person or successful person in life they have passed through, and any young man or young person will have to go through. So volunteerism is our topic, and again, if you are following us, this is the Liberia Social and Gender Based Awareness, and this is one way in which we have decided to contribute to society by educating the the society because everything boils down to education. So, Madonna,
Yeah.
Madonna, your background is very noisy. So we will just take your parting comments on the show today. Then we will get to the others to give their parting comments. Madonna, are you there?
What you say?
I said we will just listen to you for your parting comments.
You're breaking. I'm not getting you too good.
Your parting comments. Your parting comments.
Eric.
Yes.
Eric.
Yes. Go ahead. Okay, Albert. If you are listening, you can go ahead with your parting comments. Albert, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Albert. Unmute yourself.
Oh, I think it has been unmuted. It was unmuted. So what I can advise every young person, not only the young, but even the old.
What's going on, Abba?